YouTube! What is going on, guys? CannibalPikachus is here again today, and so I'm bringing you guys another upcoming decks, mainly because I haven't really been able to get in contact with Win a lot lately and all that. Like, we just haven't really had the time to get together and film any more discussion videos like I kind of wanted to, but we'll eventually get back on that. We've just been really busy with stuff. We both had our own, like, stuff going on, but today I'm just going to fill in the gap with another upcoming decks, and I don't usually do upcoming decks again this fast, but just I have had so much fun with this deck. I haven't had this much fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In a long time, and I am dead serious about it. Obviously, if you can tell by the thumbnail already, today we're going over Aromages, or Aromages, however you want to pronounce it, blah blah blah, whatever, but it's the archetype that's based on gaining life points. All their effects are based off life point gain. When you gain life points, or if your life points are higher, the monsters have like these effects and whatnot. And it's a completely life gain based deck. It's a really new concept, and like I said, I've been having a lot of fun. So let us go into the deck profile of it. There we go. Alright, so I'll go through this kind of fast, just don't want to take too much time on a deck profile. For the Aromages, my monster lineup is 3 Aromage Rosemary. She is fantastic. She changes battle positions of monsters when you gain life effects, and if your life points are higher, your opponent can't activate monster effects until the end of the damage step, meaning if you can keep your life points higher than your opponent, no Battle Faders, no Swift Scarecrows, no Necros of Valkyrus even at that point, She's fantastic. Aromages for monster effects that can change battle positions, and she's one of the main beaters of the deck, so great, definite 3 of. I do run 1 Cactus Bouncer. I am trying him out. I've enjoyed him. He is good if you don't try too hard to make the Cactus Bouncer play, if that makes sense. You just kind of make the play as it happens, and you don't try and push it, and it works fairly well, honestly. And then there is Jurgato. I have him at 2. Jurgato is the new battle trap, basically, that you special summon him and you gain 1,000 life points during either player's battle step. So obviously he triggers all their effects. I only have him at 2 just because I'm messing around with some different ratios right now, but this is what's been working out for me quite well. 3 Aromage Kananga. I run her at 3 just because there aren't that many Aromage monsters out right now. If they ever get more monsters, this might change, but her effect is if your life points are higher than your opponent's, all your opponent's monsters lose 500 in attack and defense. And when you gain life points, you target a spell or trap and bounce it. So it's not bad, actually, to get rid of floodgates. Honestly, if they try to floodgate you with, like, mistakes or something, or I don't think mistake would, I guess mistake would kind of hurt, but, like, she's good. Plus, just to get rid of back row. I mean, there's not as much back row anymore in today's format, but still, she's there. 2 Lone Fires. Just obviously, they are all plants. All your Aromages are plants. Lone Fire is another way to get them out of the deck. 1 Crane, because if one of your Kanangas die, you can use Crane. You can usually make a pretty decent Exes play with that. So 2 Maxi, always going to be in my decks, probably just one of my favorite hand traps. And then our MVP of the deck is 3 Aromage Jasmine, and she works as a double summon if your life points are higher than your opponent's, and then she also, when you gain life points, you draw a card. So double summon and your draw engine, like, she's fantastic. Like, obvious 3 of. And then 2 Veilers, because effect negation is good. Onto spells, I do have 2 Magic Planters in here, actually, just to capitalize on the really big, like, turbo draw this deck can have, because your old Fiendishes, or when you use up your Refreshing Winds and stuff like that, get kind of useless. Just, pitch them and draw cards. It's always good. Regeki, kind of obvious. Soul Charge has always been pretty good in plant decks, so I still run the 1. 1 Terraforming to help get to their field spell. 1 Book of Moon, and then 3 of the field spell, Aroma Garden, which is also a really good card. Basically, you gain 500 life points once per turn, or you can. It's activated, but if you control an Aroma monster. And then obviously that sets off all their effects, and if you do, all monsters, not just Aromages, gain 500 attack and defense until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And then if any Aromage is destroyed and sent to the grave, you gain 1,000 life points, so trigger more effects. Always good. And for the trap lineup, I have 1 Bottomless because stopping summons is good, 2 Mirror Force because the monsters are kind of weak and sometimes you just need to try and stop a big push. The Vanity's Emptiness, obvious, is you can really abuse it in this pretty well. Your only special summons are, there's Lone Fire and like Crane and whatnot, but you can usually work around it pretty well with just Jasmine's double summon. Parching Wind, or Dry Wind, or whatever it is. I have it at 2. It's a really good trap card, but not good enough to run at 3. It's if you gain 1,000, or if you gain life points, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls and destroy it. And then the second effect I don't really ever use, but like if your life points are at least 3,000 points higher, you pay the difference, basically. And any monsters with attack less than or equal to that difference paid gets destroyed. So it can board wipe. I don't use that as much, but it's still there in case you always need it. 3 Fiendish Chains, effect negation, extra effect negation, and a little more synergy with a magic planter to help you dig in the deck. And then 3 Moist Wind. Moist Wind, nah. But Moist Wind is fantastic. It's one of the main search cards of the deck. I mean, it's in trap form, but it's continuous too, so you can keep using it. You pay 1,000 life points, add an Aroma monster from deck to hand. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you gain 500. Definite 3 of, no reason not to. And my last card is Warning, just because, once again, stopping summons is good. For the extra deck, I have, I don't really use the extra deck that much, to be honest. I use the rank 3s a lot more. So there's Carnagorgon, Marrowgeist, Castell, Downard, Honor Arc, Exton, Maelstrom, Waffle Chain, Emerald, Abyss Dweller. Like I said, I don't really use those. Those are just there, I guess, kind of as contingency plans if the moment does arise. For the rank 3s, there is Nightmare Shark, Malie, the Tree Spirit, Zenmanes, Missouri Rhythm, and Fortune Tune. Honestly, the only 2 like rank 3s I ever really go into, to be honest, are Malie and Fortune Tune, to be honest. Fortune Tune's obvious, gain life points, so trigger more effects, but you don't really use the extra deck with this deck all that often, honestly, so I mean, it's just there to have, I guess, kinda. You don't really need the extra deck, so to speak. So that is the deck profile. I've been having a lot of good luck with this, actually. Let me go ahead and show you guys some replays that I have gotten for you guys. So the first one, actually ran into Necros on here and showcased that a little bit. It's pretty good. He didn't open up, I mean, like the absolute greatest, but I mean, if you look at it, he still Jin locked me turn 1, and Necro has still always just managed to find a way to keep coming back somehow. So, but I managed to work through the Jin lock really well, just with did I draw it yet? Oh yeah, the Moist Wind. The Moist Wind really helps put you back in the game, because that's where I got the Jasmine, terraforming out the field spell, obvious, gain the life points, try and keep myself up there, and off the Jasmine I drew Dry Wind, and that's what really kind of put me back into this game. I mean, just look at this crazy chain link they do. Like, they do some crazy chain links. It gets worse, but yeah, it's retarded. But I have had, like I said, I've had so much fun with this deck. So much fun, and it's not just fun, it's actually good. And like, I haven't had this much fun with the deck since like maybe I discovered Medolches, because Medolches are still my favorite deck of all time, always will be. But like, this deck is just, it's fantastic. I've had so much fun playing with it. Oh, it is great. Let's see, the next one I have is Yosenju. Actually, I ran into a Yosenju guy as well. I'm really glad I could actually find some of these duels for you guys, or some of these people to duel, because Salvation usually didn't have that many meta decks on there. I just really like the program, honestly, but there's a lot of people messing around with OCG decks, not so much meta decks, but I've seen a lot more people come on there and they're playing like some meta decks, and it's fantastic because it's really, this is a chance to show you that what this deck can do playing against decks that are in the meta or classified as anti-meta, you know. The strengths of the deck obviously are, you know, they're pretty consistent actually. I mean, it's, you don't brick very often with it, and their effects are all chainable, especially with the right cards, because you can set off their effects not only on your turn but on their turn as well. So you're getting, you know, you could draw 2 extra cards, like off if you have a Jasmine, for example, on board, before it even swings around back to your next turn. So she just pluses you so hard by doing what the deck already does on its own. So it doesn't hurt, like, at all. Like, any, like, I don't know how to word this. It's a really good stun deck, I guess, in my opinion, which unfortunately seems to be a bad habit of mine. I guess I like decks that stun a little bit more, but I don't know why, but this deck is really good at stun. Like, you saw the last game, I stunned out the Necros player pretty decently. Here, I'm stunning out the Yosenju player pretty good, because Rosemary's effect to just change battle positions is, oh my god, it puts in a lot of work. It really does. They have the ability. This is one deck that, like, actually, I think more people need to be on the lookout for. To be perfectly honest, I mean, this deck is really good. It can put in work when it needs to, and it will come through for you when you need it to win games. Let's see what we have. And the last video I have to show you guys is a Heretic Dragoonity guy I ran into. I'm only going to do 3 duel videos this time, just kind of keep time down and keep it interesting. So, as for the weaknesses of the deck, though, I mean, the one weakness of the deck is their monsters are really weak. You know, they can get through and push through an attacks by, you know, Rosemary forcing you into defense mode while Aroma Garden is boosting attack, and that's really the only way that they can push, like, attack through. Certain decks, like this deck, like, will give this deck a lot of trouble. Like Cleese, their monsters are just too big, and then when you take away the unaffected by levels, or when you put in the unaffected by levels and ranks or whatever, then like Aromages can't do it because they're so reliant on those effects, because they don't really have like extra deck options to really go into. I mean, you usually can, but going into the extra deck is a lot harder with this deck because they're not as fast, you know what I mean? Like, they're a lot slower than the average deck, and it takes a little bit longer to get into your extra deck in a timely manner. But overall, I mean, I really have enjoyed this deck, guys. Like, if you can see, like, these guys put in work. They really do. I was thinking about building Ignites for next format, but I think I'll probably go ahead and build this deck, honestly, for next format, because they're just so much fun. Like I said, they're fun, they're good, and they can really actually come through for you at a time. Obviously, it has bad matchups, stuff like Cleese or Heretics are usually not a very good matchup either for this deck, because they just put on so much damage, like, on board so fast, and that's usually what this deck's main problem is decks that are way faster than it has trouble keeping up with, and therefore it cripples it a little bit. In conclusion, that is my Aromage deck that I have built. Overall, my opinion of the deck is I like it a lot. I think it's a fantastic deck that I will probably be playing next format. I think more people actually need to be on the lookout for it, to be honest. It's a lot of fun. Go ahead and actually, like, if you guys can, you should build the deck and kind of mess around with it. It's really good. It's consistent. It can do what it needs to do to win games, and that's obviously the most important thing for a deck to have. But like I said, that was my Aromage deck, guys. So if you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, and maybe leave a comment or some sort of feedback. I do enjoy feedback, just to see, like, what you guys think, like if there's things I should fix, things I should do, things I should add, etc. Let me know what you guys think. Negative feedback is still okay, because if it's negative, it just means there's something I need to fix, and I can go through and fix it. So, like and subscribe, like I said. Peace out, guys, and we'll catch you later.